Again, welcome to the Good Morning Electrical channel. In this lecture number 2, we continue the previous lecture from here. Reading standard book is not a joke because it made about approximately 1000 to 1500 pages. If you are preparing for competitive exams like GATE, engineering services, then time is limited, approximately 1 month for each subject. If you are in final year or pass out student, then don't do this mistake. If you give 6 months for one subject, then your course completion is a 5-year plan. If you are a first year student or interested in reading book, then you can read only one book, either Sudoku or WH Head. Time is limited and content is unlimited. If we want success, we have to read limited content. If you are first year or final year or pass out student, and if you want to read standard books, then must watch my upcoming video how to read standard books. For electronics engineering students, the title is mentioned in GATE syllabus is network theory, and for electrical engineering students, the title is mentioned in GATE syllabus is electric circuits. Now, 3 questions come in our mind. First question is what is network? Second question is what is circuits? And third question is what is the main difference between network and circuits? So, network is an interconnection of electrical elements. It may or may not have a closed path. But circuit is an interconnection of electrical elements with at least one closed path. Not all circuits are networks, but all networks may not be circuits. As you can see in this figure, network but not circuit. Here, 2 mobile phones are connected without any closed path between this cellular A to this mobile tower gap. This is also gap, this is also gap, this is also gap. According to definition, network but not circuit. But here, circuit and network both, because this is a closed path. Electric circuits. Electric circuits are made up of electrical components. These components must be joined together without any gap in between to form a closed circuit. Components refer to the light, bulb, wires, battery. As you can see in this figure, this is connecting wires, this and this connecting wires, this is electric cell, this is light bulb, this is electric circuit board. Incomplete circuits are called open circuits. As you can see in this figure, connecting wire is missing. Here this is a open path. Also in this figure, no source of electrical energy. Here source of energy is missing. So also this is a open path or open circuit. Both the circuits in the diagram are incomplete. Hence they are known as open circuits. As you can see in figure A, network but not circuit, because for circuit must condition at least one closed path, but here not a single closed path. Also you can see in this figure number B, network and circuit both, because this is a one closed path. Only network but not circuit. This is only network but not circuit, but here network and circuit both. Electric networks have not any closed path, whereas electric circuits have at least one closed path. As you can see in this figure, in this circuit diagram, this is network and circuit both. As you can see in this Venn diagram, all circuits are networks, but all networks may not be circuits. You can easily understand the relationship between circuit and networks. Here as you can see, network is like a building, whereas the circuits are like rooms in a building. System of units we have already studied in our school. This is only for prerequisite. System of units. We all electrical engineers deal with several measurable quantities. However, our measurement must be communicated in a standard language such that all engineering professionals can understand irrespective of the country whereas the measurement is conducted. Such an international measurement language is the International System of Units (SI) adopted by General Conference in 1960. In this international system, there are six principal units from which units of all other physical quantities can be obtained. The SI units are used throughout the world. One major advantage of the SI units is that it used prefixes based on the power of 10 to relate smaller and larger units to the basic unit. International System of Units (SI). Unit of temperature is Kelvin. It represented by K. Unit of distance is meter. It represented by M. Unit of current is ampere. It represented by A. Unit of time is second. It represented by S. Unit of amount of substance mole. It represented by mole. Unit of mass is kilogram. It represented by kg. Unit of intensity of light candela. It represented by CD. SI prefixes perfect combination for resistance, current and voltage. If resistance in kilo ohm, then by default current in milliampere. And also according to Ohm's law, V equal to IR, voltage equal to current into resistance. Then voltage in volt. If resistance in deca ohm, then current in deciampere. If resistance in hecto ohm, then current in centiampere. If resistance in kilo ohm, then current in milliampere. If resistance in mega ohm, then current in microampere. If resistance in giga ohm, then current in nanoampere. In this way, this pattern continue. And also voltage in volts. According to Ohm's law, voltage equal to current into resistance. If current in milliampere and resistance in kilo ohm, then milliampere into kilo ohm. Both are cancel out. Then voltage in volt.
As you know, everybody, this is only for prerequisite. We have already studied in our schools what are the materials. A material is a physical substance used to make things. Metals, plastics, ceramics, glass, and fibers are some of the main categories for materials. If we look around, everything we see is made from a material, sometimes more than one. In terms of atomic theory concept, an electric current in an element is the time rate of flow of free electrons in the element. Material may be classified as first conductors. Conductors where availability of free electrons is very large, as in the case metals. Five electrical conductors: silver, gold, copper, steel, seawater. Question: why is copper suitable for electrical wiring? What properties must it have? Answer: first, good conductor of electricity. Second, it is strong. Second, insulators. Insulators where the availability of free electrons is rare, as in case of glass, mica, plastics, etc. 5 electrical insulators: rubber, glass, oil, diamond, dry wood. Question: why is an insulator used in a transmission line? Answer: insulators are used in electrical equipment to support and separate electrical conductors without allowing current through themselves. Third, semiconductors. Other materials such as germanium and silicon, called semiconductors, may play a significant role in electronics. Thermally generated electrons are available as free electrons at room temperature and act as conductors, but at 0 Kelvin they act as insulators. Example of semiconductor materials: first, silicon; second, germanium. Question: why do we use semiconductors? Answer: we use semiconductor because we use some material that you can control easily the conductivity, and for this purpose semiconductors are the best one. It is not too easy to control the conductivity of isolator and conductors. The transistor works as a switch, that is close low resistance or open high resistance. Electronic materials, conductors, have low resistance which allows electrical current flow. Example: copper, silver, gold, aluminum and nickel. Insulators have high resistance which suppresses electrical current flow. Example: glass, ceramic, plastic and wood. Semiconductors can allow or suppress electrical current flow. Example: carbon, silicon and germanium. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel, like video and share with your friends.